Travis Martell here with Martell.elite Fitness. Today, I'm going to go over 5 exercises that you should be performing if you want to increase your shot power. These are all rotational core exercises. The first one being actually an anti-rotation exercise. What we want to do is just create a lot of stability and bracing through there. When you go to shoot that puck, snapshot, slap shot, whatever that might be, you're in through here, and then at 1 second of your shot, you have to engage that core really, really quick, and that's what helps release that power into your shot. So this one is just teaching that core how to create that brace. I'm using this nice little Anchor attachment to our rack here. If you don't have something like this, a band will do, or a cable machine in your gym. If I'm standing with my left side to the attachment, I want my left hand on the handle, my right hand over top. I want to stand out away from the rack, so as soon as I pull, I got some resistance right away. I want to keep my feet hip width or closer. As soon as I step out nice and wide, I'm naturally stronger. So I want to try and create strength where I might not necessarily have it right now. So I got my feet hip width. I'm in good athletic position. I'm going to rotate to my attachment, pull into the middle part of my chest, make sure my shoulders are back, and from here, I'm going to press out. I'm going to lock this position. As I press out, that tension will increase because my hands are further away from my body. So my lever arm becomes longer. That's going to put more stress on that core. That core has to work harder to prevent me from shifting back or my hands shifting. So to get set up, face the attachment, pull into your body, rotate into position, lock, press out, and hold. I want to hold this position for 20 seconds. Once I'm done, I'm in, rotating, and back. Make sure you do both sides. The next exercise we're going to do, we're going to actually build some strength to this rotation. So I'm going to switch handles here. I'm going to take the handle off, and I want to put on a rope. Once again, if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. Continue to use the handle. Here with the rope, I'm able to grab about shoulder width apart. My starting position is roughly the same. I'm pulling in, I'm going to extend my hands off, and now from this position, I'm trying to lock my hands and my shoulders to my hips. I'm going to rotate my hips away, which cause my hands to move, and I rotate all the way back. So I want to go through a nice full range, controlling both directions. I can go out a little faster if I want, but I want to make sure I go back nice and slow and controlled. Perform 10 reps. Once again, make sure you're doing both sides. The next one we're going to do, we're going to continue with this rotation strength theme. So I'm going to get down into side plank position. I want to butt up my toe and my heel together. Make sure this elbow is underneath my shoulder. I'm going to pop up into good side plank position. Make sure my head is in neutral alignment. My hand is up nice and tall. From here, I'm going to roll all the way up onto my toes, make sure my hips are square, hands underneath, and I'm going to come back nice and smooth. Rotating up onto my toes, making sure that I'm flat through my back, and I'm coming back. We're going to want to perform, once again, 10 reps per side. If you find this one very challenging, perform what you can. Don't compensate the quality of your rep to do more of them. We're better off to do 1 or 2 really, really good ones than doing 5, 6, 10, 12 of suboptimal reps. We're not going to get anything from that. So first one we got is our anti-rotation, press and hold, 20 seconds. We have our rotations, 10 per side. We then have our side plank to rotation, try and build up to 10. Then we're going to do a pull down. So I'm going to move my attachment. These things are nice and convenient, especially if you don't have a cable machine in your gym. So we're up here. Make sure that Velcro is nice and tight. I'm going to switch back to my handle. So this exercise is going to help strengthen the lat. Believe it or not, when you go to shoot the puck, you're coming in through here, you want to transfer the weight, right? So that's why we're doing all this rotational stuff with our hips. And as I come in through here, I actually start to engage my lat as I'm coming down on that shot, and I release it through forearms and hands. All that big power though is coming from hips and lat. I'd say more of the finesse stuff is coming from forearms. That's why we're working on these exercises to build your power. You're gonna grab the handle. So whatever knee is down, that's the same hand that you're gonna grab it. So if my right knee is down, my right hand is grabbing this handle. I wanna start with my palm away from me. I'm pulling my shoulder blade down, which is being done by that big lat muscle. I'm pulling in, squeezing more through that lat. I wanna make sure that this shoulder, as I pull back, is coming backwards. I don't wanna see it roll forward. A lot of times with the younger athletes, they'll come in through here and they'll roll that shoulder forward. Other than causing more damage to that bicep tendon, causing incorrect movement patterns to the shoulder, we're not getting that strength that we need. So I'm up through here, pulling back through, rotating that hand, squeezing that lat. You should feel that big muscle engage. For this one here, I'd like to see you perform about 12 reps per side, making sure we're squeezing that elbow down, keeping your arm roughly a hand width away from your side. So I'm not pulling tight and I'm not all the way out here. I'm about a hand width as I'm pulling down. As always, performing both sides. And the last one we're gonna do is a medicine ball side toss. So in here, this is kind of putting everything together, really working on that weight transfer and this kind of snapping through the hips to get that power on our shot. So depending on your medicine ball, how much it bounces, how heavy it is, I would say pick something that's pretty light so you can add a lot of speed through this movement. Figure out how far off the wall you need to go. Also, make sure you have a concrete wall you're throwing against. I've seen it where people think it's concrete, it's drywall, medicine ball goes right through. So I don't want to see that happen at your house or at your gym. So I want to load my back leg no different than I would by shooting the puck. Medicine ball is off my hip. I'm going to lift up my leg, take a little bit of a step. I want to rotate through my hips, release, and throw that ball against the wall. So I'm here, stepping. You can catch that ball or you can let that ball land on the ground. Just make sure you know what's going to happen. So I'm loaded through here, stepping, throwing, and catching. Loading, stepping, rotating, catching. With this back hip here, as I step through, I want to make sure I get through full hip extension. A lot of times, guys will be soft through that backside. So when you think about shooting that puck, if I'm through here, I'm not utilizing all my lower body, all that strength and power I have to shoot the puck. It becomes more of an arm shot. You're not going to shoot the puck very hard by doing that. So I'm loaded, stepping, throwing into there. These 5 exercises, perform 3 sets of them. You can do it in a circuit style. You can do it during your workout, at the end of your workout. You get really good at these 5 exercises. You get nice and strong in these 5. Your shot power will increase on the ice. If you liked this video, please subscribe to get more great videos to help you become a better hockey player.